All right, Shalom. I'm a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Scriptures. Okay? And I come out week in and week to prophesy the downfall of America, which is spiritually called Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, and Egypt according to the Holy Scriptures. All right? And before I go into my lesson, I want to go ahead and give all honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and the Son, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. All right, double honors to my elders and my apostles at Millstone who rule well for teaching me the truth. And salutations to you brothers out there in the four corners, teaching us truth and laboring with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom. Out here another weekend, man. All right, through the Spirit. About to go into you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and you wicked-ass customs that you've created that Yahweh Shah has not brought up for you, okay? All your wickedness. All right? Because what our people is famous for is this goddamn idolatry. Worshiping these other gods that are no gods. Okay? Buddha, Jesus Christ. Okay? The Talmuds and all of these other wicked devices out here that our people are worshiping, sticks and rocks. You know, worshiping rivers and shit. All right, worshiping women, worshiping themselves. All right, how about ourselves not dealing with that? And the Lord is going to destroy you if you're not worshiping him. Okay? But I just wanted to get this definition for idolatry, all right, through the Spirit. You know, I was looking through the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. If you can see it right here. All right, this is the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. Okay? This is wrote up by your Edomite scholars. Okay, your so-called white top scholars. Okay? They went into the scriptures, they examined it. All right, and they pulled out some words that they was able to break down. You know? So I'm going to go into that word idolatry or idol, all right, through the Spirit. I'm not going to read the whole definition because it's pretty lengthy, but I'm going to get some main points. Okay, it says idolatry. All the nations surrounding ancient Israel were idolatrous, although their idolatry assumed different forms. The early Semites of Mesopotamia worshipped mountains, springs, trees, and blocks of stone in which the deity was supposed to be in some incarnate. Okay? So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, the early Semites, because that's who you were, you know, because the seed of Israel was chosen through Sem, all right, or Shem, Salakia. All right, so you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were worshiping springs, trees, and blocks of stones, which is going on today, okay? You set up these idols, these other idols in place of Yahweh Shah. And the Lord told you, and I'm going to get that in a second in the scriptures. The Lord told you not to worship any graven image or any idols. That's not the Lord, man. All right, we're supposed to be worshiping the Lord directly. Okay? Not some graven image or idol, man. All right? But going back into the definition of idolatry, it says the religion of the Egyptians. Okay? The Egyptians, the so-called Africans. Okay? All of that idolatry and shit came from them. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not Africans, okay? The highest being in the universe is dealing with you. So if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're one of the children of God. All right? It says the religion of the Egyptians centered mostly about the veneration of the sun and of the Nile. Yeah, these so-called Africans was worshiping the sun and shit, okay? Worshiping the sun is not our custom, because the scriptures say what? Who worship the creature more than the creator, man? All right, roughly paraphrasing, but continuing on, it says they also had a number of sacred animals: the bull, cow, cat, baboon, crocodile, etc. All right, them so-called Africans, those Hamites, all right, those Mizraimites. They're the ones who started this whole idol worship bullshit. Okay, we ain't supposed to be worshiping all the things mentioned here. The bulls, the cows. All right, and an example of that is when Moses went to, I forgot the name of the mountain, but Moses went up to go talk to the Lord, all right, to receive the commandments for Israel. And when he came back down, he see you niggas worshiping a golden bull, man. All right, Yahweh Shah is not dealing with that shit. All right? Those customs come from those heathens, man. All right, those so-called Africans, those Hamites. But continuing on, it says some of the deities, some of the deities had human bodies and animal heads. Yeah, that's why you got Anubis, all right, with a jackal head and a human body, and Horus with a bird's head and a human body. Okay, those are not gods. All right, those are idols that you're not supposed to be worshiping. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to be worshiping the highest power in the universe, not a damn rock or a graven image. The Lord is not dealing with that. All right. It says among the Canaanites, the so-called Africans, it says religion took on a very barbarous character. The chief gods were personifications of life and fertility. The gods had no moral character whatsoever. Yeah, these gods are no gods. There's no moral content or character to them. So why are you worshiping them? Okay? A tree doesn't have a spiritual life. A stone doesn't have a spiritual life. Worship something that you above. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Continuing on, it says, including child, the gods had no moral character whatsoever, and no in worship of them carried with it demoralizing practices, including child sacrifice, prostitution, and snake worship. All right, that's what these goddamn heathens do, man. All right, look at these Amalekites. All right, these so-called white people in the land of Israel today. These Amalekites, these so-called Jews. All right, they be sucking baby penises and shit, man, because they're goddamn heathens. All right, these Hamites is out there prostituting their daughters and their wives and shit. All right, that's the heathens' religion. All right, those are customs of the heathen. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not heathen. You are the true chosen people of God. All right? We're not supposed to follow the practices of the goddamn heathen, man, because they're heathen. These so-called white people, all right, these so-called Africans, those are heathen nations, and the Lord is not dealing with them. All right? It says the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it says the Israelites, on succeeding to the land, were commanded to destroy these idols. All right? Any bulls, all right, any Horuses or Anubis, you're supposed to destroy those. We're not supposed to have any idols in our houses, man. Any shrines built up for other gods. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to be worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right? Who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. It's for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord ain't dealing with you so-called white people. You so-called Africans. You so-called East Indians. You so-called Arabs. Are you so-called Chinese and Japanese? The Lord ain't dealing with you. Okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah gave you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the whole world. Okay? Now I'm going to jump down some. It says the whole of Judges, the book of Judges, it says tells of successive apostasies, judgments, and repentances. The story of Micah in Judges 17 and 18 is an illustration of how idolatry was often combined with outward worship of Yahweh. All right, the word there, it says Jehovah, but we know the true name. Okay, it's Yahweh. All right, and it says was often combined with outward worship of Yahweh. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans got a bad habit of setting up a stone or a block of wood, okay, or a mineral. All right, you got a bad habit of setting those things up in place of worshiping the Lord, okay? Because for whatever the hell reason, if you can't see it, you can't believe it. If you can't see the Lord, you can't believe in him. That's where faith comes into place for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? No, we can't spiritually see our Heavenly Father, but we know he's there because he has blessed us with the law, statutes, and commandments. But y'all worshiping idols and shit. Y'all worshiping African customs. Y'all think y'all Africans, man. You are Israelites according to the Holy Scriptures. All right, come back and worship the Heavenly Father. I'm jumping down some more. It says the prophet Samuel persuaded the people to repent of their sin and to renounce idolatry. Yeah, the prophet Samuel told you niggas to stop worshiping these gods that are no gods. All right, these idols. All right. It says, but in Solomon's reign, the king himself made compromises that affected disastrously the whole future of the kingdom. Okay, because King Solomon had went off and started worshiping idols. That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are jacked up. Even our forefathers worshiped idols. But they knew they wasn't supposed to. All right, we're supposed to be worshiping the Heavenly Father, the Most High and the Son. Not a goddamn rock or African gods. Not Jesus Christ. Not Horus, not Anubis. All right? Continuing on. It says his wives brought their own heathen gods with them and openly worshiped them. Yeah, King Solomon. All right? King Solomon had a lot of wives, man. A lot of concubines. And those concubines, all right, being the heathen that they were, they brought in their gods from their nations. And King Solomon started worshiping them. We're not supposed to be worshiping heathen gods. Okay? So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are jacked up because you strayed away from the Heavenly Father. That's why you jacked up the way you are today. That's why you're in a docile state of mind. That's why you can't get right. Because you're mad. All right? You're spiritually defiled with all of these other idols and shit. All right? Continuing on, and I'm going to get this last part. It says the Jews, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, were never again tempted to worship images of gods other than Yahweh. Okay? So that's proof in the pudding, man. We're not supposed to worship any other god except for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay? It says Yahweh Shah. The word there is Jesus, but it's Yahweh Shah. However, warned that to make also idolatry, and said you cannot serve God and mammon. All right? You can't worship money. You can't worship your car. You can't worship your house. You can't worship your money. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with that shit. All right, that's what Yahweh Shah said when he was on the scene. You can't serve the Most High and mammon, which means the riches of this world. Okay? You can't worship Esau, the so-called white man, because he considers himself a god too. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to get right, man, and know who your true power is. All right? But that was it in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. Let's go to the scriptures and see what the scriptures say about idolatry and worshiping other gods. All right, there's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. It says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. All right, that's plain. Y'all need to be broken down because it's plain. All right, if it's not Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, you ain't supposed to be messing with it. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have completely disobeyed the Lord. All because you couldn't see him. All right? You Israelites are supposed to be faith-based. All right? But y'all stop worshiping the Lord because y'all can't see him. Y'all can't physically see him. The Lord don't owe shit to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Okay? You got zodiac signs out here and shit. Capricorn, Scorpio. All right? You got all of these astrological signs All right, trying to base your gods off of the stars above. The Lord specifically told you not to do that. All right, you got Dagon. All right, which is a fish god that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans worship. All right, these other gods are no gods, and the Lord told you not to make any graven images. And what do? You worship Jesus Christ. All right, Cesare Borgia. All right, he's not a god. He was a man that actually walked the earth, and he was a goddamn Edomite, man. He was a so-called white person. But these so-called white people are doing the Renaissance, painted over the pictures of both forefathers, and most importantly, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach. All right, you niggas got a lot to pay for, just like you so-called white people. You Edomites of the scriptures. It says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Okay? Nobody before Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. We're supposed to have graven images. Alright, we ain't supposed to have no other gods, no other powers before the Most High. Because we are the Lord's chosen people. Alright? We're not supposed to be bowing down to the gods of the heathen. All right, to the gods of these so-called. All right, and just to prove that, this is the book of Exodus, continuing in Exodus, chapter 23. I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, but he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Verse 22, but if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries. All right, talking about the Lord. All right, so if we worship the Lord and provoke him not, the Lord is going to be an enemy to our enemies. Our enemies are the heathen nations. These so-called white people. These so-called Africans. The so-called Chinaman. The so-called East Indian man. All right, those are enemies. So the Lord said if we do right by him, then he's going to be an enemy to our enemies, man. Verse 25. It's lucky, no. Verse 23, it says, for mine angel shall go before thee and bring thee into the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them all. All right? So we're not supposed to be dealing with these heathen, man, or their guides. And I'm about to get the point right now. Verse 24. It says, thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images. All right? So we're supposed to be ruling over these heathen, man. Not worshiping their gods. They're not stronger than us. All right, we got the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, to break down all of these idols and graven images. We're supposed to be worshiping sticks and stones and astrological signs and the stars. All right? Those are not our gods. A Capricorn, an Aries, a Scorpio is not your goddamn god. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? Verse 25. Matter of fact, it says, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them. Yeah, break them to pieces, man. Destroy them. Because everybody's supposed to know the Most High, the King of Terrors. All right, the Lord is always taking down kingdoms. And America's about to go down as well. Because their sins have reached up to the heavens. Because you so-called white people, and you goddamn Africans, and you Chinese, you East Indians, you overthrew the nation of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the Lord going to destroy you. And that's just plain. All right? Verse 25. And you shall serve the Lord your power and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. All right, so if you serve the Lord got you, man. Because if you bow down to a goddamn rock, a golden bull, okay, animal, that idol can't do anything for you, man. What the hell is a rock going to do for my well-being? Nothing. Because these gods are no gods. They're just idols. They're just materials that the Lord created. Why are you worshiping the creation? That don't make no goddamn sense. Worship the Creator. Because the Creator can destroy you. But again, that's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are fucked up the way you are. Because you went astray from the Lord. Following after the so-called white man and his goddamn wickedness, man. He's the master of wickedness. The so-called white man wants you to worship him. All right, the so-called white man wants to be your God. But we already have a God. Concerning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? And we're supposed to know our power so we can get the hell out of this captivity. All right?
You're Israelite.
That's right, man.
You're Israelite.
Yeah, you too.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
I already know where you're coming from, brother. Look, their time is at hand. They're going to have to listen.
That's
Don't
right.
think they're not listening. They're listening. They hear you, and it's sinking in. But if they wanted to or not, they can't refuse it, man.
That's right.
It's not their choice.
That's right. It's going to
It's
sink
not.
in.
It's watch. Watch. Watch.
That's
Look,
right.
all ain't perfect. Listen to me. I know who I am, but I make plenty of mistakes. But what concerning this, they had no reason to even trying to teach from this. Keep doing what you're doing, you know me?
I appreciate that, man.
All
Thank
right,
you.
brother.
That's right.
Stay up.
That's right. You too, man. Thank you.
All right.
Okay? The gods of these nations are no gods, man. All right? So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to get right with the Lord while it's their time. All right? Let me get this in the book of Deuteronomy. All right, going still in the law, still in the law of the Bible, the law of the Most High. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10. And I'm going to go to verse 17. All right, Deuteronomy 10 and 17. It says, for the Lord your power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, is a God of gods and Lord of gods, a great God, a mighty and a terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward. And that's plain, man. The Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, is the God of gods, man. All right? These sticks and stones are not gods. These sticks and stones and the Buddhas and the Jesus Christ that you worship, all right, those are not gods. He saw the so-called white man is not a god. He's just a regular man. He's a goddamn devil. We're supposed to be worshiping the Most High and the Son.
Show them who got sent back in the slave. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
That's right. I appreciate it, man, but I got a lesson going on. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. All right. The Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, is the God of gods. Okay? And that's plain. You know? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to stop following these other gods and start worrying about your salvation. But 2/3 of you are not going to do that because you're so busy worshiping these idols. You too busy stargazing. Okay? Worrying about astrologies and the gods of these other nations, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is the God of gods, man. He's the Most High. We don't call him the Most High for no reason. All right? Let me get this in the book of Judges, chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 12, okay? Because y'all don't understand. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans worshiping other gods is provoking the Lord to anger, man. You're provoking the Lord to wrath. All right, you're making the Lord jealous. The Lord said he's a jealous power. So why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans worshiping other gods, man? That ain't right. All right? This is the book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 12. I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, "And the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Baalim." Okay, you started serving another god, right? Verse 12. "And they forsook the Lord. They forsook the Lord God of their fathers." Okay, our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, those are our forefathers. "And they worship Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, the Most High." And we're supposed to be doing the same exact thing, man. All right? It says, "Which brought them out of the land of Egypt and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them and provoked the Lord to anger." That's what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans did, by worshiping other gods. And here it is. A rock didn't bring you out of the land of Egypt. A rock didn't bring you out of slavery. Okay? A goddamn cow, a snake, Anubis didn't bring you out of captivity. All right? All right, the Lord of Lords, the God of gods brought you out of the land of Egypt. But what happened? Y'all followed Moses out of Egypt through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Y'all went to go worship other gods, man. That's why you niggas are destroyed. And if you don't get right with the Lord right now, all right, you're going to be destroyed in the midst of intercontinental ballistic missiles. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to get right while there's still time. Start worshiping these other gods. The scriptures say, "Seek the Lord while he may be found." You can't find the Most High in the goddamn rock. You can't find the Most High in a woman, in your house, in your car, in your little material possessions. You can't find the Most High like that. Okay, you find the Most High by listening to the prophets who come out week in and week out. Okay? And worship the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, truth and sincerity, who actually prophesy. All right, that's how you find the Lord. Okay? I'm continuing on in Judges 2. I'm going to go to verse 13. It says, "And they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtaroth." All you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans cast Yahweh Hashem Yahweh behind your backs. You started worshiping Satan. Okay? That's exactly what you started doing. You started worshiping Satan. All right? You casted away the law, statutes, and the commandments, man. And the Lord gonna see you for that shit. Verse 14. "And the anger of the Lord, Yahweh, was hot against Israel." Yeah, the Lord is furious, man. The Lord was furious when you started serving other gods. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord don't want you to serve other gods. He wants you to serve him. He wants you to worship him. So what you doing serving Satan? What you doing serving Esau, the so-called white man? What you doing serving Buddha? Okay? What you doing serving Easter? Okay, worshiping these pagan customs. That's another thing y'all niggas do, man. You celebrate these customs. That's why the scriptures say what? "And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel." You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Lord is upset with you because you worship other gods, man. And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them. Yeah, the heathen nations, the so-called Africans, these so-called white people. Those are our spoilers. All right? Delivered us into their hands, into their power, because we went up from worshiping the Lord. All right? That's why you niggas are jacked up. And the Lord said what in the book of Exodus? He said he's going to be an enemy to our enemies if you just worship him, man. The scriptures say the ox knoweth his owner and the ass the master's crib. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't know the Most High. You worship other gods, the God of these nations, man. Cesare Borgia, Buddha, and whatever the hell else is out there. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are worshiping. It says, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they cannot any longer stand before their enemies. Okay? We can't take down our enemies anymore. Why is that? Because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans stop worshiping the Most High. At the kindle to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? That's why our nation is all jacked up. The women are out of order. The children are out of order. All right? These so-called men are not men. All right? You worshiping the gods of the nations, man. The Lord ain't dealing with that shit. Okay? Y'all went a whoring after other gods, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Verse 16, it says, nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. Okay? The Lord set up judges to deliver Israel out of captivity. Okay? To judge Israel, let them know who the true power was. The Lord set up judges, like Samuel. All right? Verse 17, and yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way, which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord. But they did not so. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans walked away from the law, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. That's why you messed up. You went a whoring after other gods. Okay? You started getting penetrated by these different philosophies. That's why you niggas are defiled, man. That's why the Lord got you in slavery right now, because you don't know the Lord. And in the book of Judges, he set up judges to deliver you out of that captivity. And what y'all do? Y'all again ran away from the Most High and started worshiping other gods, man. And that's why you still jacked up. Are you an Israelite? You are not Africans.
I got a question. That I'm from Africa, I'm still not an African.
Say that again.
That I'm an African, I'm still not an African. That I'm from Africa, I'm still not an African.
Well, we got people over there. We still got Israelites over there. You know, we got brothers like all along the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? That's all throughout the scriptures. Because during the time of Roman persecution, I believe it was 70 AD, a lot of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, the Native Americans, but it was mainly Judah at the time, that had to flee to the western parts of Africa. You know, so we still got a lot of our people over there. You know, we scattered all over the world.
Okay, I'm Liberian.
You Liberian? Yeah, so you might be Israelite, man. I can tell by your spirit, man. You might be an Israelite, man. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that they got over there are no guys. That's my lesson I'm going into. You know what I'm saying? So even though you was born in Africa, you are from the seed of Israel, because the Lord made the land for the people, not the people for the land. You know what I'm saying? So even though you're born in Africa, like I was born in America, but I'm not American, I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Through the seed of my father. You feel me?
So you do this by yourself all the time?
Yeah, I just started doing it by myself. It's a bigger camp. They can be able to edify you a little bit more, because I'm still kind of fresh. And they down the street. You know where the Omni Hotel is? No, not them. That's IUIC. They teaching another doctrine, man. You know, we are Israelites, but they teaching another doctrine. You know, they just got different colored garments and stuff.
Oh, you talking about the dudes that's like right in front of the Omni?
Yeah, right in front. Yeah. That's Great Millstone. That's who we are. Great Millstone.
Yeah, I'm Cal, by the way.
Cal?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. It's good to meet you, man. You an Israelite, man. You know, try to find out about how you can get saved. Great Millstone.
Okay.
All right, no doubt. All right, back in the book of Judges, talk about how you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans provoked the Lord to anger. Okay, it says, and yet they would not hearken unto their judges. I'm back in Judges 2:17. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and bowed themselves unto them. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans made the Lord jealous, man. All right, his fire is kindled against you niggas, man. Because y'all what? Worshiping other gods. All All right, we're supposed to have the law, statutes, and the commandments in effect. We're supposed to be worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, not these other gods. Y'all didn't listen to the judges. You know, you would only go back to serve the Lord for a little bit of time, and then after you was out of captivity, you'll go right back to worshiping other gods. Man, the Lord ain't dealing with that. It says, but they did not so. All right, y'all didn't walk in the ways, we didn't walk in the ways of our forefathers who followed Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah and all of his prophets that he set out, all of the angels that he set out to preserve us from our enemies, man. Okay? Look at the judge Gideon, man. After he delivered Israel, all right, Gideon was a judge. And look what happened. After Gideon followed the words of Yahweh Hashem Shah to get Israel out of captivity, what they do, after Gideon died, they went right back to worshiping the gods of the nations. All right, the gods that are no gods. All right? The Most High say he's a jealous God, man. All right? Let me get this. Back in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. It's like, yeah, I can just bear with me. There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 16. It says, they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations, provoked they him to anger. Yeah, y'all provoked the Lord to wrath, man. That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are fucked up the way you are. You provoked the Lord to wrath. All right, you made him jealous. All right, you tempted the Lord. That's why you niggas out here bugging out. Worshiping Greek and Roman gods, man. Worshiping your goddamn woman. All right? You place material, you place the creation over the creator, man. You can't do that. But again, that's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are messed up. Right? And I'm going to get some more on how y'all provoke the Lord, man. Let me get this in the book of Proverbs. All right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 6. Verse 34. Okay? This is what's going to happen when you provoke the Lord, man. When you provoke the Lord to anger. When you make the Lord jealous. All right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 34. It says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare the day of vengeance. All right? The Lord is jealous, man. He wants his people back. But 2/3 of his people is not going to come back because they're hard-headed. The scripture said the nation of Israel are stiff-necked people. Hard-hearted. All right? The scripture says jealousy is the rage of a man, and the Lord is a jealous power. It says, therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And the day of vengeance is coming to the whole world, but starting off with the house of God. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the Lord will not spare 2/3 of our people because they went a whoring after other gods. All right, jealousy is the rage of a man. We're supposed to be the Lord's chosen people. But then you niggas started worshiping these Egyptian gods and the gods of the other nations, man. And you provoked the Lord to anger. And because you won't turn back to him, he's not going to spare you in the day of vengeance, man. It's going to come down with a full wrath, man. The Lord's indignation is going to be terrible. All right, the scripture say the Most High is terrible, man. All right? Seek the Lord while he may be found. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? The Lord is coming back to kill. He's coming back to judge. He's coming back to reclaim his people. And I'm starting off with the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3. Because they hearken onto the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right, they found the Lord while it was still time. And they're finding the Lord, I should say. Okay? And even more proof that the Most High is the jealous power. Let me get this in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 22. It says, do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All right. I'm going to read it again. It says, do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? Yeah, man, because when you provoke somebody, that means what? That means you think you're more than them. All right, you think you got something on them. Okay, y'all tempting Yahweh Shem Yahushua with these other gods. We're supposed to be provoking the Lord to anger. We're not stronger than the Most High. We just answer to a sledgehammer. All right, as the brothers say, we answer to a sledgehammer, man. All right, we ain't shit. So who would it be provoking the Most High to anger? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are messed up because you provoked the Lord to anger. All right, his wrath is hot against you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You Israelites. All right? Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? And that's exactly what you niggas did, man. You thought you was on the level to provoke it. How about Shimmy Hawashah? You got jacked up spiritually. That's why when people are all over the place with these different philosophies and customs. Our people are Greeks. They get in these fraternities and sororities. They worship Greek and Egyptian gods. All right, they worship astrologies. All right, they worship their woman, Esau, the so-called white man, because y'all provoked the Lord to wrath, to jealousy. All right? You broke the laws. You started worshiping the gods of the other nations, man. We ain't stronger than the Most High. It's the reason why he's the Most High. All right, the gods of these nations are not gods. They're just dumb idols. They're just sticks. They're just stones. They're just animals. But you niggas can't see that. All right, but let me get this. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 16. It says, because they despised my judgments and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. Okay, these other gods, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans polluted the Lord's statutes and the commandments of the Most High. Y'all polluted the Sabbath, man. You stopped walking in the way of your forefathers. And that's why the Lord is coming back to kill y'all's asses, man. Because y'all won't come back to him. Y'all provoked them to jealousy. Provoked them to anger. All right, you tempted the Lord to wrath. And you're about to see wrath. Okay? It's lucky. Ezekiel 20 and 16, because they despise my judgments. Y'all despise the Lord's judgments. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all hated the Lord's statutes and the commandments. But the Lord's statutes and the commandments are life. All right? The Lord's statutes and the commandments of the Most High are supposed to keep us alive and to keep us perfect. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans despised it. Y'all despised the Lord's judgments. That's why every time y'all did that, y'all got delivered into the hands of your enemies, man. We always got delivered into the hands of our enemies because we stopped obeying the Lord. Okay? For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, going after idol gods is a serious offense. That's why the Lord is coming back to kill you. Because you walked away from his law, statutes, and commandments. All right? You started worshiping the gods that are no gods. All right? And the Lord coming back to show his wrath against you niggas, man. me get this in the book of Habakkuk. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. It's like it. Yeah, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18. It says, what profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and the teacher of lies, that are the maker of his work, trusteth therein to make dumb idols. What profiteth the graven image? What is the damn rock gonna do for you? Okay? What is Cesare Borgia gonna do for you? All right, what is this gonna profit you in the day of vengeance? These other gods, man. These sticks and these stones and these cows and these astrologies that you niggas worship. What is that gonna profit you in the day of riot? In the day of the Lord's vengeance? The Lord gonna kill you if you don't get right with him. And that's in the Bible. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true chosen people of God, the Israelites. So when you go off and start worshiping another God, you tempting the Lord to anger. All right, what is it? What is knowing that you are a Cancer or Aries or a Scorpio and so on and so forth? What is that going to profit you in the day of vengeance? What are you going to get out of that? Where's the benefit? But you niggas keep bowing down to him, bowing down to the spiritual demon Satan. Y'all keep bowing down to him, and that's why you're gonna get jacked up in these upcoming days, man. The day of the Lord is at hand. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to get right. Verse 19, it says, woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake. Yeah, woe unto you. Woe means death and destruction. Woe unto you, woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake. To the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. All right? What the hell is the damn rock going to teach me? What is the stone going to teach me? What is a piece of wood going to teach me, man? That's what the Lord is telling you. What is that going to teach you? To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, worshiping these dumb idols. It says, behold, it is laid over with gold and silver. Yeah, y'all decorate it. Y'all make it look all pretty and sparkly. But what is it going to do for you? All right, that rock that you decorated is not the Most High. That stick that you decorated is not the Most High. That cow that you put decorations on, okay, is not the Most High. All right? These zodiac signs are not the Most High. These Greek gods are not the Most High. They were created by man. And the Most High is going to come back to break these idols into pieces, man. And you niggas that's worshiping these idols. All right? Verse 20. It says, but the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. The Lord is in his holy temple. The nation of Israel. That's the temple of the Lord. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true chosen people of God. We need to come back to it while it's still time. And stop worshiping these other gods that are no gods. All right, this is the blueprint for salvation. All right, the Most High, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, and the Son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, is how you get saved. Not Jesus Christ. Not Anubis, not Horus, not being a goddamn Nubian, not being a Greek, not being in a fraternity and sorority. The Most High, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, is going to save you. All right? These other guys can't profit you. They can't benefit you. What are you getting out of them? But y'all build shrines and altars unto these other gods, man. That don't make no goddamn sense. But again, that's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are messed up in the head, in the spirit, the way you are. That's why you can't retain knowledge. Because you walked away from the law, statutes, and the commandments. Okay? Let me get this in the book of Judges. Still going into these idol gods. All right, since you niggas want to worship them. This is the book of Judges, chapter 10. It's lucky. This is the book of Judges, chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more." All you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans served other gods. We only have one chosen power, and he chose us to be his people. But y'all chose other gods and shit, and that's why you messed up the way you are. All right? That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not in power. Okay? You serve another God, the Lord gonna put you in captivity until you get right. I'm gonna read it again. It says, Judges 10 and 13, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more." Yeah, the Lord said he ain't gonna deliver us no more. Okay? Really going into you 2/3. All right? Because you're going off of the philosophies of this world, the idols of this world, which is controlled by Satan, man. All right? Verse 14. It says, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." Okay? So when all hell breaks loose, all right, when martial law comes, when World War III comes, the Lord said, let these other gods save you. Go ahead, let Cesare Borgia save you. Let Anubis save you. Let your Mercedes-Benz, your Lamborghini save you. All right, your material possessors, let them save you. Okay? That's what the Lord is saying to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans when the hour of temptation comes, when the RFID chip comes. The Lord said, let your other God save you. Hey, the Book of the Dead don't teach you this. All right? The Lord said, go ahead, cry into your idols. Cry into the gods that you've chosen, that you chose to worship. Cry unto the Greek gods. Cry unto your Egyptian gods. Let them deliver you in the hour of Jacob's trouble, when your house is getting broken into, when your wives and your children are getting ravished, when these FEMA troops come and take you away and put you in concentration camps. Cry unto the gods that you chose. The Lord is going to kill you niggas for not getting right. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are messed up the way you are because you chose other gods. You worshiping the creation more than the creator. That ain't right. That's a false balance. And the Lord is about to come back and put this world back in its righteous balance. And it ain't gonna be no more idols. No more graven images. No more gods of the nations. It's only gonna be one true power. Alright? When the Lord come back, y'all gonna know the Most High. Y'all gonna know his name, and you will fear him. It ain't gonna be no more false gods when the Lord come back. All right? There's only one true power, man. And it ain't nobody else beside him. All right? There's not God in the wife of God. All right? It's only the Most High and the Son Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Okay? But let me get this in the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45. This is Isaiah 45. It's lucky I can just bear with me. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 5. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, going to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't know the Most High because you went away from him by disobeying the law, statutes, and the commandments. Y'all don't know the Most High. But the elect, the 144,000 and 1/3, hey, Lord willing, we be those men. Okay? We know the Most High. We know his name. We know his judgments. All right, the elect. Continue on. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. Okay? So to all you polytheistic Israelites out there who believe in multiple gods, this is a cut to that. All right, this is a cut to the Egyptian gods and the Greek gods. All right? The Most High said what? I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. So it's only the one and only true power, man. Where the hell are you getting all of these other gods from? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, where you getting these other gods from? The nations. But why are you worshiping them? Because you're goddamn wicked. And the Lord is going to destroy you if you don't get right.
I wish you luck, sir.
All right, now.
Stay hydrated.
Thank you, I will.
Your voice is breaking.
It says, I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. It's only one true and chosen power. All right? It says, I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all don't know the Most High. Y'all don't know his statutes and commandments. Y'all don't know his judgments. All right? It says that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. That's plain, man. There's no other power besides Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't understand that. But you're about to see in due time when the Lord come and destroy y'all's asses, man. All right, the Lord is not playing around. All right? The Most High is not to be compared to these other gods out here, man. And not just straight up, but you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't know this shit. You choose these Egyptian gods, man. You choose astrologies and shit. But the Lord is coming back to break all of that to pieces. The Lord is coming back to defy your logic. All right, your wickedness. Because y'all don't know him. Y'all don't know his judgments. There's no other power besides the Most High. Okay? The power of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is coming back to redeem his people. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now's the time to begin saved. So if you see yourself on the sign, you need to be getting right while there's still time. Because martial law is coming. World War III is coming. All right? FEMA camps are here. The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, is here. And if you still bow down to other gods, and it's not Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, you're going to get destroyed. Thus saith the Holy Bible. Okay? Let me get this in the Apocrypha. All right? Still going into how the Most High is not to be compared to all of these other gods out here. All right, these gods that are no gods. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3. I'm going to go to verse 35. All right, Baruch 3 and 35. It says, this is our power, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. So that's plain. All right, why are you worshiping Anubis and Horus? All right, why are you worshiping the astrologies and shit, man? Why are you worshiping that? Why are you worshiping your woman? Why are you worshiping the so-called white man? Why are you worshiping your material possessions? All right? Nothing is to be compared to the Most High. He created. And if he created it, he can destroy it. Now's the time to get right. It says, this is our power, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. Verse 36, Baruch 3 and 36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge. The Most High's knowledge. He found out all the way of knowledge. He the one who created the world. So why you worshiping the world? That don't make no goddamn sense. It says, and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. Oh shit. I thought the Lord loved everybody, man. What happened to that? The Lord said what? He have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord has all the knowledge. Peculiar people. So why you going up worshiping other gods, man? That don't make no goddamn sense. All right? But that was the point on that. It's lucky I can just bear with you. Saying, man. All right, it's only the Most High. There's no other power besides Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. And y'all forsook the Lord. Y'all forgot him, man. Okay? You defiled yourself with idols, man. You committed spiritual adultery and fornication. Y'all don't know the Most High. That's why you're spiritually jacked up. Okay? But let me get this. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are messed up. All right? Because you casted away the Lord. All right, y'all threw away the knowledge. Y'all threw away the law, statutes, and the commandments. That's why you're in a messed up position you in. Because y'all threw the Lord away. Y'all cast the Lord behind his back. All right? It says, for my people, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters. Did the scriptures just say the Lord have found out the ways of knowledge? Okay? The Most High is the truth. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans forsook him. All right, you took him for granted. It says broken cisterns that can hold no water. All right? You niggas can't hold knowledge, man. Because that's what water represents. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And you niggas are jacked up because you can't retain that water in your vessels, all right, in your mind. You can't retain that knowledge. That's why you out here worshiping these other gods that are no gods. Okay? Because you turned your back on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Verse 14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Okay? Why are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in the position that you in today? Because you forsook the Lord. All right? You're homeborn slaves. You're slaves to the world. All right? And Yahweh Hashem Shah is coming back to destroy 2/3 of y'all. Because you're slaves to the world. And at that, you choose to be slaves to the world. The Lord is coming back to destroy these idols. To destroy Esau, the so-called white man, who's perpetuating our mental state, man. All right, our wicked mental mindset. The Lord is coming back to kill. All right? I'm still 27. It says, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. But they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us. That's what the Lord, hey, that's what the prophet Jeremiah is saying to his people, man. Y'all said to the sticks and the stones, you are my father. Y'all didn't say that to the Most High. Wow. The Lord's just trying to save you, man. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't want to get right. Y'all forsook the Lord, cast him behind your back. Saying to a stock, arise, you are my father. That's what you niggas are doing. And the Lord see your wicked works. And he's coming back to kill you. It says, for they have turned their back unto me. Yeah, by worshiping these other philosophies. That's how you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans turn your back to the Most High. By worshiping these other gods. Why you serving such bullshit, man? Why you worshiping your cars? All right? Why you worshiping your houses? Why you worshiping your woman? The Most High created all of those things. Verse 28, it says, but where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. According to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. Huh. The Lord is being sarcastic with you niggas, man. Because these other guys cannot save you. All right, Anubis and Horus cannot save you. All right, zodiac signs cannot save you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You got a heavy demonic spirit on you, man. All right? So the Lord is asking you. It says, but where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Yeah, where are the gods that you made yourselves? It says, let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. Because Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, is coming upon the face of the world. That's why the prophets are back today telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to get right while there's still time. Because the time of your trouble is coming. The scripture said judgment must begin at the house of God, starting out you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Judgment started with you. But since you're so busy worshiping these other gods, the Lord said, let these other gods save you, man. Let Cesare Borgia save you. Let Buddha save you. Let Catholicism save you. The Lord is coming back to change all of that shit. And you people are going to see it firsthand. All right, y'all gonna have the front row seats to the Lord's destruction, man. Starting off with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? Verse 29, Jeremiah 2 and 29. Wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord. Yeah, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans transgressed the law, statutes, and the commandments. All right, you sinned, you went off. That's why you fucked up the way you are. And the Lord rightfully put you in that position because you stopped worshiping Him. You stopped being the Lord's people. You started becoming whores to these other nations. Look at our people today, man. Our people would do anything to seek the love of the so-called white man. That's in that chapter. That's in chapter 2. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans will do anything to please these other nations. These Africans. All right, the so-called white man. These Asians. These Arabs. That's why you got Islam jakes out here. You got Muslim jakes out here and shit, man. That made no goddamn sense. That's not your culture. Are you an Israelites according to the Holy Scriptures? But you're going to be a god. That shit ain't right. Verse 30, it says, in vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. Your own sword have devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. Yeah, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are messed up. The Lord destroyed you because you despise correction. All right, the Lord polluted your minds. That's why you're walking around in this goddamn fantasy land, man. The land called America, which is spiritually Babylon, Egypt, and Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why you're into all of these different philosophies, because you forsook the Lord. All right? Verse 31, it says, O generation, see ye the word of the Lord. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords. We will come no more unto thee. All right, the Lord said what it says, have I been a wilderness unto Israel? All right, the Lord ain't do nothing but give you the law, statutes, and the commandments. The Most High never forsook Israel, but Israel forsook the Most High. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans said, fuck the Lord. I want to do what I will. I want to do what I want. Y'all going to be stuck in that mentality until the missiles drop. The intercontinental ballistic missiles. Still believing in these idols, these gods that are no gods. All right? It says a land of darkness. Okay, the Most High is not a land of darkness. All right? The Lord is the truth, man. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah is the light. Okay? The scriptures say what? The Lord is not the author of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. But that's all that's going on in this goddamn place, man. It's a heavy, wicked, demonic vibration full of abominations. Okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are in gross darkness, as the scriptures say. Verse 32, it says, can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans forgot all about the Lord. Y'all forgot about the Lord's righteousness. When the Lord delivered you in the Exodus out of the land of Egypt, y'all forgot all about the Most High. Y'all forgot all about the law, statutes, and the commandments. All right? The Lord said, can a maid forget her ornaments or a bride her attire? Because when a woman gets ready to get married, she wants all of that. All right? She don't forget nothing. So if a woman don't forget her attire and ornaments, you Israelites are supposed to forget your power, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have forsaken the Lord. And the Lord about to see you for that shit. Okay? It says, yet my people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Lord's people. It says, yet my people have forgotten me days without number. All right? Y'all niggas don't know the Lord no more. Y'all done forgot about all his righteous judgments. All the captivities he delivered you out of. And that's why the Lord delivered you into the hands of your enemies, man. Our enemies, the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man, the so-called Africans, East Indians, the so-called Chinaman, Japanese. All right, the Samoans. That's why we in hell. That's why we in captivity. Because we forgot the Lord. Days without number. But the elect is coming back. The elect is coming back to that righteous mind state. That righteous state of mind. All right? Verse 33. Jeremiah 2 and 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love, Israel? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? Why are you doing good for the heathen? Why are you not doing good for the Most High? Why do you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans want to be loved by the so-called white man? Why? He didn't do nothing but rape, rob, and murder this whole world. But you niggas want to be loved by him. Sense. Alright, you niggas love oppression. You're in a Stockholm syndrome. You forgot that you were slaves. Alright? Y'all forgot the Mossad. And the Lord about to come back and make you remember him. It says, therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Alright? Trying to give the law, statutes, and the commandments to these heathen, man. We ain't even supposed to be learning the way of the heathen. Alright, matter of fact, while I'm there, I'm right here in the book of Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 10 and 1. So like you hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen, then, but the heathen are dismayed at them. Okay? These heathen don't know what the hell is going on, because they're not spiritual. Alright? The Most High said to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, don't learn their customs. Don't adapt to their ways. Alright? Don't be a goddamn New Wabian. Don't be an Egyptian. Don't be a Greek and a Roman. Alright? Be an Israelite. Because we are Israelites according to the Holy Scriptures. Okay? Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. Alright? The customs of the people are nothing. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. Okay? And this could be talking about Christmas, man. Alright, a vain custom. That is not our custom. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all celebrating Christmas, Easter, okay, Valentine's Day, and whatever the hell else is out there. But we're not supposed to be following the vain customs of the heathen nations. The Lord said, learn not the way of the heathen. And look at you niggas now, man. Look at you niggas today. That's why you're bugged out. Because you adapted to the customs of these heathens, man, of these other nations. Serving these gods, these idols, which are no gods. All right? But going back to Jeremiah, it says, what trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. All right? Y'all love doing right for these goddamn heathen, man. But y'all don't want to seek the Lord. All right, you're in total darkness. And you're about to be consumed by missiles, all right? Because you're already consumed by darkness, okay? By not knowing the Lord. So the Lord is about to consume you with missiles, man. All right? I'm going to get this in a continuing on in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3. And I'm going to go to verse 12. No, Salakia. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, they say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return to her unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Yet return again to me, saith the Lord. Talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, they say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? And the answer to that is hell no. All right? Because if a man put away his wife, and she go out and she get fucked by somebody else, you ain't supposed to take her back. But that's spiritually talk about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans by going to these other ideals and philosophies and to these other vain customs of the people. You didn't seek the Lord. Okay? The Lord put you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans into slavery because you forgot about them, because you cast them away. All right? It says, but thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Okay? And those many lovers that talk about these idols, all right? The other nations, man. You see these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans involved in every other custom except for their own. That's wicked as hell, man. All right? The Lord didn't choose the whole world. Everybody ain't equal. There's a true chosen people, and it's the Lord's people. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Stop worshiping other gods. All right? It says, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. Okay, because the elect, that's starting off with the elect. I have the 144,000 and the 1/3 is going to get right. And the Lord is going to take the elect. Okay? The Lord has never cast away his people. He just put you on punishment for a few. And look at you serving other gods and shit, man. The Lord always going to have compassion and mercy on his people because we are the Lord's chosen people. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? But I'm going to jump over to verse 12. It says, go and proclaim these words toward the north and say, return thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you. For I am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will not keep anger forever. So the Lord not going to be angry with his people forever. Okay? He's just upset right now because his people are bugged the hell out on these other philosophies, getting penetrated by these other doctrines, man. All right? So the Lord set up prophets to prophesy, okay? To talk to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to tell you to get right. But it's still time. It says, for I am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will not keep anger forever. All right? The Lord is merciful. The Lord gonna have mercy on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But that's starting off with the elect. Okay? Because 2/3 is going to have to die on the side for worshiping idols and not coming back to their true chosen power, their true power. Verse 13. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy power, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree. And ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Lord. All right, the Lord telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to acknowledge your iniquity, man. Just say you fucked up and come back to the Lord. And the Lord said he's going to have mercy on you. It's right here, man, in bold print. The Lord said only acknowledge thine iniquity. Only acknowledge your sins and transgressions. And the Lord's going to come back and save you. But y'all can't even do that. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans won't humble down and come back to the fact that you're an Israelite. Okay? Verse 14. It says, turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord. The backsliding children are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? It says, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. All right? The Hebrew word for Zion is Zion, which means monument. All right? Israel is synonymous with Zion. Okay? Israel is the monument of the Most High, man. The Lord's chosen possession. That's what the Lord said he's going to have mercy on us. But we got to acknowledge our iniquities and transgressions so the Lord can come back and save us. But again, man, you niggas are bugged the hell out of your goddamn minds. All right, you're blinded. You keep worshiping these idols, these different doctrines and philosophies. Okay? Verse 15, it says, And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Yeah, the prophets that the Lord set out. Okay? It's going to feed you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. Telling you that there's only one God. Telling you that the gods of these other nations are not gods, man. The idols of these other nations cannot deliver you from the time of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, the time of destruction, the time of vengeance. So the Lord set up prophets to bring the Lord's people back into the fold. Okay? Verse 16, and it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land in those days, saith the Lord, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done anymore. Verse 17, at that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord. Okay, Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. All right, the city of peace. Are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? You are the city of peace. And the Lord is going to multiply you and increase you. And we ain't going to be in slavery no more. We're not going to be worshiping other gods and idols no more, man. The Lord is going to multiply his people. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans will be in power again. Forever and forever and forever. And you other nations will bow down to us. Because we're going to be the gods of the earth. All right? At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord. And all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk anymore after the imagination of their evil heart. All right? So we're going to be in total righteousness. We're going to be perfect. Thus saith the scriptures. It's right here, man. Okay? Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is going to be dominating the whole world. All right, the so-called white man is going to be in chains. The so-called East Indian man is going to be in chains. The so-called China man, Japanese man, Samoans, Hawaiians. The so-called African man is going to be in chains. So if you're not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're going to be in slavery when the Lord comes back and redeem his people. Thus saith the Holy Scriptures. All right? It says, neither shall they walk anymore after the imagination of the evil heart. Like I said, man, like the scriptures say, we're not going to have an evil conscience anymore. We're not going to have a wicked, dark mind. We're not going to be following our wicked imaginations no more. All right, because the Lord is going to come back and put the law, statute, and the commandments in our minds. And we're going to be totally perfect. We're going to be righteous. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? But that was the end of my lesson. Lord willing, brothers is edified through the Spirit. Okay? Call Allah Yamlah, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim, Rakak Wadash. I double honors to my elders and my apostles of great millstone who rule well for teaching me the truth. And shalom to the elect. Shalom.